Hi everybody. Right now it's just me. My girlfriend's currently on the phone, and I'm going to wait to see if people are joining in. Okay, we have 4 people in. Hi everybody. This is Gio. Babe, can you come over here? And don't take any calls right now because we have to talk. Hi everybody, this is Gio and my girlfriend, Marissa. She's feeling a little emotional right now, so she's not really going to be on the screen very much. So really it's going to be me. My brother is actually in the shower right now, so once he's out, he'll be able to tell a little bit of his testimony. But first and foremost, I do want to just pay my respects to everybody that wasn't able to get back home last weekend, actually exactly a week from today, and I truly want to say that from the bottom of my heart, since obviously her and I, we had gone through the tragic experience as well. So my condolences to all the families that had to deal with losing a loved one. That's not easy. Is very emotional, and it was unexpected. So my heart goes out to all those families that did lose people in their families. So excuse me. I didn't write anything out. I didn't make any plans to say anything in particular, so if I go off topic, I'll try to read comments and stay with it. So first and foremost, I just want to let the story kind of be told exactly how it was, and I'm actually going to go a little bit more into it as far as a little bit before the event, and then of course the entire thing. You guys are getting it raw. Since my post was kind of vague, we were having breakfast, and I was just typing away, and everybody was eating, and I made that post, and of course it went around, and then people shared it, and they were saying their prayers and everything, but it did get taken down, and I didn't say everything in particular. There's things that I left out, and I will let everything out right now verbally. It's a lot easier to do it that way. This whole week I had off of work, so I had time to kind of collect myself. Now let's get started with how that day was. It was my brother's birthday, actually. His birthday is October 1st. He's 25 now. He just turned 25. So it was a very, very happy day for us. We went into his room early in the morning, got him his cake. He opened his presents, and we were very happy. We had chocolate covered strawberries, everything. We stayed at Luxor, as you all know. If you didn't know, now you do. We were at Luxor. They baked us a cake, and it was a good day. We went to the pool on Sunday, and then my brother was gambling. He was playing craps. He's really good. He was just enjoying it, having a good time, playing at the casino a lot. I lost a lot of money. I was gambling, and I lost a lot of money, and that really got to me a little bit, but it was all for the fun and my brother's birthday. So I'm getting to the event, but I'm just kind of giving you guys a little background. So my brother and his girlfriend were out, gambling, and my girlfriend and we actually went upstairs and took a nap because we had just gotten back from the pool and we were tired. The sun takes a beating on you, whatever. So we went up to the room, we took a nap, we woke up like around 7 p.m. and then it was, I think Big and Rich were going, and then Jake Owen went after, and we didn't listen. We listened to them from our room because we had the strip view. We were right at the front of the strip. We heard the music, and we were enjoying the music in our room. We had just woken up. We were just laying in bed, and then Jason Aldean came, and I was still in bed. I mean, I was I was just in my pajamas, you know, just some shorts, no shirt, just chilling, relaxing. And my girlfriend, who was getting all ready, she had, what did you have on, babe? You had your red lipstick, your red dress. She was looking beautiful, like absolutely beautiful. And she was upset because I was laying in bed and Jason Aldean was going on at 9:40, and I was still in bed at 9:20. So she was just really sitting down and watching me play my video games on my phone, and she was really upset, and she wanted to see Jason Aldean. I wasn't too thrilled since I had already seen him before, plus the other artists before, Big and Rich and Jake Owen. So I was just kind of relaxing, didn't really care to go. I do love Jason Aldean. I love his music. Anyways, how was it going, babe? What happened? No? Okay. Well, we're walking down. We get out of Luxor. My brother and his girlfriend were gambling, and then they took off to the venue before we did. They were waiting for us, but I wasn't ready, and I was just playing games, like I said. So they went to the venue on their own, and they were in a total different area, and than we were. So we left like around 9:20. I got ready really quick. We headed off, and then as we're walking there, I was telling my girlfriend that I think this is my last venue I'm gonna attend. I don't think I'm gonna do Stagecoach. I don't think I'm gonna do Route 91 next year. And I'm telling her this before we're walking out of the hotel, and I was bummed out because I lost a lot of money. So that was really the motive of me telling her that I didn't want to really do these events anymore, and I could save the money and just go to Hawaii. She's from Hawaii, so she has family down there that I do want to visit and I do want to meet. And so I was just saying, you know, pretty much that I think that would be a better idea for next year instead of just going to the, you know, the venues and dealing with all these, you know, sorts of deals. So I'm telling her this as we're walking, and she was upset. Babe, what did you tell me when I told you all that?
I told him he needs to come to the concerts with me. He's my partner. I wouldn't have anyone else to go with.
And were you mad? Why were you mad?
Because that means I'm not going to go to any more concerts.
So she was very mad that I even said that in the first place, and I could see where she was coming from. I'm a line dancer. I do like line dancing. My home, I do have a home country club that I do like to dance at. I'm not going to disclose that here, but my family out there, I love you all, and we did have people in our community that passed away that night. So again, my condolences to all the families. So she's upset, and I'm still holding her hand. I'm walking, we're going, and I'm telling her, babe, like, we could use the money for good things, you know, going traveling, going around the world, seeing things, instead of just going to Vegas or just going to Indio in California. Like, that wasn't appealing to me anymore, since I had gone to Route 91 before the previous year as well. And this year I wasn't really enjoying it as much as I did last year. And that's really why I started saying that. So now we're walking in, we get into the venue, and her and I, before the event, we were kind of having trouble with our relationship, and that's why it says that we're single. But we were in a relationship. Our relationship started back in February of this year, and it was good. You know, we had a great relationship. We just had a little misunderstanding, and this event we planned on going to together, and we didn't plan on how it ended, but you know, so that's why it says that I'm single, and it says that she's single, and I'm not putting it up that we are together right now, because people are believing that I'm just doing this because I want to get 15 minutes of whatever, but that's not true. That's not true at all, and I don't give two shits about Facebook. I don't care about Instagram. Nothing matters to me as far as social media goes. I'm hardly ever on it, but I need to tell my story, so thank you for all of you that are tuned in right now. So I will talk about the suitcase. I will tell you guys once I get to that point. Please stay tuned in. I will tell you. I'm getting there right now. So we get into the venue, and me and her, like I said, we were having a hard time. So I saw her. She was in her red dress. She was wearing a red lipstick. She looked so beautiful. And I told her as I was walking there to the event that I didn't want to do the event anymore or stagecoach or anything. But when we got in there, I was holding her in my arms. We were looking at each other in the face, and I kept telling her how much, like, I didn't need anybody around there. I didn't need to be at a concert to feel what I was feeling with her. It was real. It was real, genuine, and we hadn't had a heart-to-heart the whole weekend. And that night, literally, it was like 9:30, and it was like 10 minutes before Jason Aldean went on, and me and her, we were just looking at each other's eyes, and we were just telling each other how much we love each other. And I was just telling her that, I mean, do you remember exactly what I said, babe?
You said...
A little louder, please. No? Okay, I'm sorry. Babe, what did I say? No? Okay, I was just telling her how much I loved her, and this is really hard for her to do, so it's hard for me too, but I'm holding it together. So I was just telling her how much I loved her and how much I cherished her and how much I didn't need everybody else to show her how much that I loved her, and that it was just her and I, and we could just be at home listening in the garage, you know, hanging out at home and just enjoying each other. So then I was like, hey, you know what, like, let's go line dance. We haven't line danced. We didn't line dance the whole weekend, and I had just seen that there was a line dance area at Route 91. So we start walking over there, and then they announce Jason Aldean is going on. Everybody starts running towards Jason Aldean, and floods of people are running over there to the front. And luckily, everybody was kind of scattered, so we kind of made our way close to the front, and we were on the right-hand side, because if you were at the venue, going to the line dance area was on the right-hand side, closest to the strip. So we were already on our way over there, and then everybody started running when Jason Aldean was coming on. So we did the same thing. We just walked over there, and we made our way to kind of the front. We were in the area. I had the video. I posted. So we're standing there, and I have her in front of me, and we're listening to the music now. Jason Aldean, he does about 4 songs, and you know, I'm holding her, and we're just loving it. I make those videos. And so it was really beautiful. You know, Jason Aldean was doing a great job. He said he was going to give us a great performance. He wasn't going to talk. He was up there on stage. He was killing it. He was doing everything right. And so, of course, you know, we were enjoying the performance. He was entertaining us, and we loved his music. So then this is when it all begins. So me and her, we're standing and we're listening to music, and next thing you know, we're in the top front, like the front and the right side stage. We hear like firecrackers, like ta 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 ta, and babe, did you see the smoke from the firecrackers? And why do you say that it was smoke from the firecrackers? Because there's people smoking weed around us, and I kept smelling it, and I was kind of getting upset because I don't smoke weed and she doesn't smoke weed, and they just kept blowing it, and it was just like, I get it, we're in the front, you know, but I was kind of getting upset that, you know, the weed smoke was going all around, and she said that she saw smoke, but it was going down, and usually smoke goes up, so that's why, you know, that's her kind of like testimony about the fireworks. And I heard it, everybody heard it around us, and everybody's kind of looking around like who did that? Where did it come from? You know, nobody knew where it came from. It was so unexpected. And so then we kind of like continue to listen to Jason Aldean, but we're still kind of like, what happened? Like, where did those fireworks come from? Like, I get it, they're congratulating Jason Aldean, but why? Why do it now? You know? So then we hear a second series of the firecrackers go off, and when the second series came off, Jason Aldean noticed it upstage as well, and he kind of started looking towards our direction, and everybody else was like, what in the world? This guy came running to us, and he ran into my girlfriend because she's in front of me, and he was up in the front. He ran into my girlfriend, and I was like, honestly, this is how I'm telling you guys everything as truthful as I can. Yes, I do worship, you know, God, and I am a good Christian, but I was upset, and I did curse. So the guy came, and he ran up to us, and he ran into my girlfriend. I was like, hey, dude, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? Like, why are you running into us? And he goes, dude, there's shots going. This guy was right in front of us. He just went down. He's dead. He's dead. And I was like, oh, like, that's like when it all clicked in, and then you can hear the ta 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 ta, and he's not stopping. The shots are going. Jason Aldean ran off stage, and then as we're hearing that, we instantly drop, and there's people getting shot all around us, everywhere around us. I swear, it was very, 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 very scary. I mean, we're loving life. 1 second, we're listening to Jason Aldean. This is amazing. Next thing you know, we're fighting for our lives. We don't even know if we're gonna live. It was the scariest shit that any of us could ever possibly feast. Like, it's so unfeasible. It's crazy. And everybody who was there, who had to live through those bullets and witness people dying all around them, every single person, hit or not hit, died that night. I know I died that night. A part of me died. The part of me died that wasn't sure if I wanted to be with this woman for the rest of my life. That guy died. He's gone. She's mine. That's it. But that guy is long gone. Another part of me that died that night was a part of me that cared that I lost money when I was gambling. That literally ran through my mind. The first time I went down and I thought I had gotten shot, what ran through my mind, as crazy as it is, it was, I don't give a fuck how much money I lost. And this woman over here was laying across from me, and I thought I got shot, and I looked in her eyes, and I was like, babe, I think I'm shot. Like, I'm freaking out, I'm yelling, and the only thing that I wanted to do was get her out to safety and get me some help if I needed to. So now we're running, in that sense, everybody died that night. Part of them died, you know. No one really lived from that, you know. It's very, very traumatic to go through something like that. And I mean, to this day, we all have trouble. We have trouble sleeping. We have trouble, you know. We just have trouble. It's very troublesome on the mind. So thank you so much once again for all of you that are listening. I just really want to thank you guys. It's taking a lot to do this, so I'm fine. Baby, do you want water? No. Okay, so we're down and the shots are going and it feels like forever. And people all around us are getting shot. There was 2 people on her legs. She was laying in a fetal position, so she had her legs up against her belly area, and she had her hands in front of her face, and she couldn't really see anything. She was panicking. She has really bad anxiety, and there was 2 people that got shot that landed on her legs, and then 1 guy got shot and landed on her back. The guy on her back was completely unresponsive. And I truly believe that he was no longer with us, and that was very hard to see, and especially with my girlfriend under them. I didn't know what to do. I was freaking out, and I thought I had got shot as well because I had a wet sensation on my lower left back, and I came to find out later on I was not shot. Just to clarify that now. I clarified that when I was running, and I would check my back. I had to carry my girlfriend. I pulled her out from under those people, and once the shot stopped, I pulled her out. We started running. I put her on I wrapped her around my torso because she was shocked. She was so shocked she couldn't move. She couldn't talk. She couldn't see. She couldn't breathe. She couldn't anything. Like, literally, her legs were so still. She just totally shut down. So I had to help carry her and make sure that we got out of there. And so now we're running and we're trying to evade. We're trying to get out, but we're close to the front, so it felt like forever for us to get out of the venue. We're running. We hear the shots again. Instantly drop. People in front of us are still running because they didn't. I mean. Some people were running and some people were dropping, but no matter what, I told her, I was like, babe, we need to drop. We need to get out of here. We need to get cover. Whatever we can do, we're in the wide open, and the guy's shooting straight to us. So we get down, and we're laying down, and I have my head down, and she has her head down. She couldn't move, so I literally threw her down. And, babe, I'm sorry. I threw you down. She had scrapes on her knees and everything, but I didn't care. I had to make sure that she got down, and I got down, and we were hopefully going to make it out alive. Because at that time, we had no idea if we were or weren't. So people around us are getting shot. And now, if I pray that you guys never, ever have to hear this, and I don't want to stress this out too much, but when people get shot around you, you can hear it. You can hear when the bullets actually make contact with the body. And that is a very, very, very... it's very hard to hear. You don't want to hear that. You can hear when the bullets don't hit, and you can hear when the bullets do. And I heard more bullets hitting than didn't. And that was very, very scary. So it was just really, it came down to, at the end of it all, where you were at that time. I mean, it was just so scary. Anyways, so we're down again, and we do this consecutively for about 3 times before we get towards the middle where the shopping center is in the venue. And as we're there, I kind of try to take cover behind a tree, but that didn't really work out because there was already people there. So then I like ran towards the shops. We laid down there. I told her, no matter what, you stay low. I don't care. Like, if you just hear for 1 second, you hear a shot, stay low. Like, get down on the ground. I don't care, because the shots were going off so much that it was a workout. Literally, I'm telling you, getting down, dropping down, running, dropping down, running, dropping down, running, dropping down, like, so repetitiveness, like, you have no idea. Like, it drained us. It literally drained every little part of us that we could possibly have. It took all of us, all of what was in us. So so now we're making it out, right? And we see everybody running towards the right exit, or the right entrance that we use as an exit as well, and the left entrance that we use as an exit as well. And the left entrance is the strip entrance, and then the right entrance is like a back entrance. I don't know, it's by the porta potties. So everybody's running over there, and they're all in crowds and hordes of people. And I told my girlfriend, I was like, we're not going where everyone is, because that's where the shooter is going to shoot. We are running straight through the back, and we're staying away from everyone. And so we did. We ran straight through the back of the venue, and there was a fence, like about a 10-foot fence. And there was a green sheet on both sides of the fence, and it was one of those that you can climb, but you couldn't because it had the sheet in between them. So there was an orange gate, like a divider gate, that was pried up against the fence, and people were using it as a ladder. Now, when her and I had ran up, and we got there, we attended it, there was 2 girls that were on the ladder, and they were frozen, just like my girlfriend was frozen. Like, it was a very scary situation to be in. So a lot of people were frozen. They had no response. They couldn't really respond to what was going on. Their body was just in complete shock. So these girls were in complete shock, and they were stuck on the ladder, and they weren't moving. They weren't getting over. And I ran up, and I was like, come on, let's go, like, double time, get over, get over. I helped push one of them up, and she was next. I wasn't going up before her. I had to make sure she got over. And did I push you over, babe? Did you even climb the ladder, really? No, I pushed her over. I didn't want her sitting at the top of the fence and being a wide target. So as soon as we got over, I pushed her over. After those 2 girls went, they went quick. I mean, they were frozen and still, but as soon as I went over there and I started yelling and telling them to get over and to hurry up and double time, get over that, they went over, and they were over, and there was guys on the other side. Thank you, guys. There was, I think, 2 guys? 2 guys that were standing on the other side of the fence catching everybody, and one of them caught my girlfriend. So thank you so much. God bless you. I really appreciate you for helping everyone get over that fence, especially those 2 ladies. All the ladies that were there, you guys are heroes. Everyone who lived is a hero from that event, and I want to make that clear, because everybody participated in some sort of way to get somebody else out alive. And that's the true beauty of it, you know. It wasn't just a tragedy. It wasn't just a nightmare. There was a lot of beautiful things going on, a lot of people taking care of each other. And thank you so much to those 2 brave guys that were taking care of making sure that girls were jumping over the fence and not breaking their ankles or their legs or their arms or whatever. So we're getting over now, and now we're running across the street, and we hear shots coming from like Hooters, MGM area. Over there. There was shots coming from over there, and there was shots going from Mandalay Bay. Sorry, my brother's girlfriend's getting home right now. So shots were going from Mandalay. You know, they were really deep, really far, and then you can hear like a hey, Rocky. Shh. Shh. So we're hearing multiple shots now, and this was our first encounter to multiple shots. And we're running across the street, and there's a parking lot, Tropicana parking lot. And so we go into the parking lot, and she's can't breathe, she can't see. So I get her behind a car, and the shots are still going off, and people are around us, and they're noticing how much of an attack she's having, and they just wanted to comfort her. And there was an elderly lady who actually approached us, and she helped comfort my girlfriend. And so thank you to you as well. Like I said, thank you to everybody who was there and helped everyone, especially those who helped us get out. And this one over here, she was very, very, very terrified. Everybody was. So now everybody's going into Tropicana through this back entrance. We kind of had to jump down from a little wall, and there is an open door. There is a door open, and everybody's going up with their hands up. Both of your hands up. Everybody's walking through, and it's a hallway, and there's just hordes of people funneling into this room. And so everybody's trying to get in, everybody's trying to get in, everybody's trying to get in. Everybody has their hands up, and we're all finally getting in. We're going through the hallway. There's blood on the walls. You can see handprints on the doors. I mean, there was blood everywhere. It was. I don't want to speak about it too much because I know some people get sensitive with blood and everything, but it was everywhere. And so we're walking through this hallway, and this guy has there's a cooking tray. You know, those hotel cooking trays. They're pretty tall. You can roll them. There's trays on there, and there's butter knives. And this guy handed me a butter knife. He's like, "You need a weapon. You need a weapon." So we're going in, and they're trying to direct everyone into the casino at Tropicana. And I noticed it, and I'm like, "Why? Why is everyone?" I don't want to stay with groups of people. That was like my main thing. Is we're not going in groups of people. We're staying away from everyone, and we're gonna do our own thing, and we're gonna try to make it out safe and sound. So this guy comes in. This is the part that everybody's questioning, and I'm telling you guys now, this is how it went down. So he walks in from the pool area, and he has a suitcase. Mind you, nobody around right now has a suitcase. Nobody's even as calm as this guy. This guy walked in, and he was very, very calm, right? So I'm under the impression this guy works here. And I asked him, first thing is, "Hey, can I go out that way?" Because there is guys that were saying, go to the casino. Everybody go to the casino. And I was like, I don't want to go to the casino. There's doors right here, and if I can go out this way, I'm going out this way. So this guy walks in. I think he works there because he's wearing a black collared shirt. He has white lettering right here on his left side, and he wasn't wearing a hat. He wasn't wearing glasses, but he had short hair. He had thick eyebrows, and he was kind of like this color tone. He was a lighter brown, and he was very big, like a very muscular man. He had thick chest, thick arms. And so he walked in, and I asked him, "Hey, can I go out that way?" And he goes, "No, you need to go into the casino. You need to go into the casino." So he's kind of directing me now, and I'm like, "Hey, like, do you work here? Like, why can't I go out this way?" And at the same time, I'm questioning why he has this black polymer suitcase, you know? So I asked him, "Can I go out that way?" He says, "No, you need to go into the casino." And I asked him, "Do you work here?" He said, "No." And he's very calm, and everybody's freaking out. And so I told him, I was like, "Well, what's in the suitcase? You know, like, what's in the suitcase? I want to know what's in the suitcase. Why are you telling me to go to the casino? I'm not going to listen to you, and if you don't work here, why can't I go out there, and why are you telling me to go in here, and what's in the suitcase?" Those are three things that I'm trying to figure out. And he's like, "Oh, nothing." And he's very calm, like, you know, everybody's freaking out. I mean, this guy, how can you be so calm when you see everybody running through, people, blood everywhere? There was a guy that was on the ground next to the wall who was bleeding, and he was dead. Like, he was dead. My girlfriend saw him. Babe, did you see him? She saw him for like 3 seconds, and I told her to look away because it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. This guy was on the ground. He had shots on his legs, shots on his torso, and shot in his arm. He was shot in the arm, and everybody was really focused on his arm and his body. But he was dead. He already had his head back. His eyes were closed. He wasn't moving. And so she had to see that. And so after seeing that, I'm trying to get out of this place because I don't know what's going on. I know this guy had gotten shot before, but so the guy with the suitcase, I tell him, "Do you work here?" He says no. I asked him if I can go outside. He said no. I asked him if he worked there. He said no. I asked him what's in the suitcase. He said nothing. So I'm super like very, very curious, and I want to know what's in the suitcase because this guy is walking in when everyone is like freaking out, and he's very calm, he's collected, and he has this kind of demeanor like, oh, like he was just walking very calm, and I something was wrong. I could tell something was wrong. I didn't like it. I felt it was like a planned setup. And so I'm confronting him now, and I'm telling him what's in the suitcase, and another guy runs up, he goes, "Yeah, I'm with him. What's in the fucking suitcase?" And the guy goes, "Okay." So he looks me dead in the eyes. The whole entire time, I kid you not, he looks me in the eyes, and he goes, he gets down. He's not looking at the suitcase, he's looking at me. And he's looking straight at me in the eyes, and he has a grin on his face, and he's ready to open up. And as soon as he's down and he's like at that point where he's about to open it up, shots fired in Tropicana Casino, and everybody's freaking out. And her and I, we heard them. They were like, "Trrrra, trrrra, trrrra." They were totally different. They were actually ARs, and they were suppressed. And there were 3 bursts. 3 bursts inside the Tropicana Casino. People who were there inside will tell you that there was that, and that happened, and it was confirmed via those people that were in there. So the shots went off, and he ran into the casino when everybody was running out and trying to get to safety. He ran into the casino. He didn't open it. He just ran in there, and I feel like I held him back from what he was supposed to do. This is truly what I feel. Now, it could be wrong. I could be right. I could be wrong. I have no idea. But the fact is that once the shots went off, he ran in there, like as if he was a police officer. You know, that's something that police officers do. They run to danger. When danger happens, anyone who's ever faced a life or death situation, you run. And you run away, you know? This guy ran in, and he had a suitcase, and who knows what was in the suitcase? I have no idea. Maybe he went in there and he felt like he had to do his job. I don't know. I have no idea. But I feel like I did hold him back from what he was supposed to do, which could have been him walking through the back of the pool area while someone else walked to the front, and them both just spraying and letting everybody get shot. You know, people are saying there's shots at Bellagio. I wasn't there. I can't tell you, but I was at Tropicana, and I did hear those shots. And we ran out to the day pool area, and we hid in the cabanas for 30 minutes. She was laying down, and I was laying on top of her. I told her to keep her head low. I told her to stay quiet because she's breathing really loud. And then there's a trash can in there, and she just kept throwing up. And yes, I do believe that if he opened up the suitcase, he was ready to just shoot me down. I'm thankful that the shooter. I don't think anybody really died in there. I have no idea. I ran out, and I don't know what happened in there. But we did hear the shootings, and I didn't see them, but I heard them. And if I was in the casino, who knows if I would have been able to tell the story right now. But I did not want to go into herds or flocks of people. I was trying to stay away from them because I knew that's what their motive was. Their motive was to get everyone into groups of people and shoot as many as they can in short amount of times, and then try to run and get away. The suitcase was about it was give me 1 second, hold on. So the suitcase was about, this is a trash can, I don't know how big it is, but it was about this short. Hold on. It was about this short. It wasn't as long as this, and it was about this wide. So it was a good sized square. It was black. It didn't have any branding on it. I didn't see any branding. So it was big enough to hold maybe a foldable rifle. I have no idea. I have no idea, but it wasn't big enough to hold a whole rifle in itself. So that's already ruled out as a possible weapon. But it could have been a foldable AR. I have no idea. It could have just been money. Maybe he didn't want to show me he had money in his suitcase, but it didn't seem that way. My gut is pretty. It had a strong feeling that something wrong was with this guy. So, or it could have been a Tech 9. Yeah, it could have been a Uzi. All I know is that the burst of shots were very quick and they didn't last long. They were not 15 seconds long like the Mandalay Bay shooter was. They were very short bursts, and it was almost as if they just wanted to get a few shots in and then quickly get out, because they knew that police were going to be there like that, because everybody, the streets were filled with, they were on lockdown. Everything was done. Someone's saying that there were shots at Paris. I wasn't there. I don't know. But now this is where it gets crazy. Crazier. I mean, this whole thing is crazy. I know. But so we get out to the pool day pool area, and we're laying in the cabana now. We're in there for 30 minutes, and I'm telling her to keep quiet. And we're quiet. We made it. There's people still running around. And so we hop over the fence, and we lay down on this little hill. And it wasn't a hill, actually. It was like, there was a bunch of plants in between the day pool and the hotel area in Tropicana, and there's a fence that you had to jump over. So we jumped over that fence, and then we were in between the day pool area and the hotel. And there's a bunch of like plants and rocks and trees, and so we hid in there. I had a white shirt, so I took my shirt off, and we're laying on the dirt, and I'm telling her not to move. I'm telling her to stay still. People are running around us, so I'm just really trying not to be seen. I don't know where the shooter is, and so we're laying down there, and I'm like, babe, we need to find out if Nate and Paige are okay. So we check. That's my brother and his girlfriend. They said they were fine, and they were so far gone. They were like about 2 miles down from the strip. Oh no, they were like a mile away. They were out in front of Bellagio. Where were they? You don't remember? They were pretty far, and we were barely at Tropicana. We didn't make it far at all. There was just too much chaos going on. So we're laying down, and I told my girlfriend, and we're laying down, and we found out they're okay. But I had to go to the restroom, and I wasn't going to flip around. I wasn't going to make any movement. So we're laying down completely still, and I'm like, babe, I'm going to go pee. Like, I have to pee, and I'm not moving. I don't want our cover to be taken or anything. At this point, you just don't know where the shooter is, so you don't want to make any sudden movements. You don't want to be noticed. So we're laying down, and I pee. I had to go pee. So yeah, I let it out, and I felt better, of course, obviously. But see, these are the little details I didn't give in the writing, and I'm letting you guys know, since you guys are going live with me. I'm letting you guys know. Yeah, I pissed myself because I didn't want to blow my cover. So now we're going into the hotel area, and so we get in there, and there's a girl in front of the elevator, and she's African American, and she's projectile vomiting, just completely vomiting, projectile. A girl across from her was sitting down. She was shot in the back of the leg, and she was saying, I'm fine, don't worry about me, I'm okay, I'm shot in the back of the leg, but I'm fine. So nobody, there was people around her, but she was just telling everybody who got around her that she was fine. So for the most part, everybody just let her be. I really hope that woman got taken care of, and she's fine now. And I know, hopefully, she hears this story, because I did see her, and I did see the African American woman actually throwing up and getting sick. So now we're going through, and at the front door of where we were, there was 3 gentlemen, and all 3 of them, I walked outside, and I said, hey, I'm gonna take off. And they're like, you can't go anywhere. And I was like, I can do whatever the fuck I want, And he was like, he didn't really question it, but at first he was just like, you can't go anywhere. You need to stay here. There's no cops out there or whatever. He was just like, you need to stay in here. This is your best bet, kind of a deal. And I was like, no, it's not. I'm getting the hell out of here. We're running out. So I grabbed her. Obviously, she was with me the whole entire time, and we're walking. Now we're walking, kind of running, running. Because you just don't know what's going on. You don't know where anyone is. And so she wants to walk. She's out of breath. She's tired. And I'm like, no, we need to run. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. We're running. I'm running and kind of not running to, kind of appease her needs. Because we're out of breath. We had no water. We're devastated and everything. So now we're running through this alleyway. There's an alleyway, and there's a fence with electronic stuff in it, and then across from it there's a big industrial trash can. And then if you keep going down that alleyway, there's a parking structure. And so now we're running, and then what happened, babe?
There were shots.
There were shots? Where? From New York, Excalibur area. We heard shots and saw them, the muzzle flash, literally outside. It wasn't inside. It was not inside. It was outside. And the shots were coming, literally, they were going towards our direction, towards the parking structure at Tropicana. I threw her behind the pillar, and I said, babe, stay low. We need to take cover. So she saw the muzzle flashes from very up close. And we don't like talking about it. it's not something to take very lightly. A lot of people don't believe that we saw the things that we saw. They think that we were like I'm Superman and I was everywhere at one place, and that's not true. I'm just saying that Tropicana shootings we heard, and the New York Excalibur, I'm not sure which one it really was, but it came from that direction because it's across the street from the parking structure at Tropicana. If you look it up on the maps, you'll see Tropicana, you'll see the parking structure, and you'll see New York, and Excalibur. So we saw the muzzle flashes, and it was about 2 bursts, and I threw her behind the pillar, and we're taking cover, and now we're running through this hallway alongside of the parking structure, and there's one guy standing there, and he's saying, "Come this way." And he grabs, what did he do, babe?
He grabbed my arm and pulled me.
He grabbed her. I'm with her, and this guy comes and grabs my girlfriend and tries to pull her and tell him that she needs to go that way. No, that doesn't work with me, buddy. I'm sorry. I don't know who the fuck you were to try to grab my girlfriend and tell her where she needs to go or where we need to go. But that wasn't flying. You were not police. You had, maybe your intentions were right. Maybe they were good. Maybe they were bad. I have no idea, but I wasn't going to let somebody tell me where to go. Not at a devastating time like that. It was very volatile. You don't know where the shooters are. We just heard and saw the New York Excalibur shootings, and he's trying to tell us, like, hey, come over here. Sketchy. Fuck you. Not working with me. You know? So I told him, no, like, we're going to go our own way. So we ran back the way that we ran from, and we jumped into the trash can. The trash can had a table and some chairs next to it, and I told her to get on the table and jump over. She gets on the trash can, and she's sitting up on the top. Like, this trash can is about, I don't know, maybe 10 feet high. It's 10 feet high. So now we're near a parking structure. We're in an open area, and she sits on top of the trash can, and she's, like, sitting there for, like, you know, I want to say 5 seconds. 5 seconds is a very long time, okay? It's a very long time in those situations. So I told her to hurry up and get her ass in there, and she was worried because there was, like, nails and, like, you know, broken table legs with nails hanging out, so she didn't want to jump in right away, which I get, but, like, hurry up, you know, kind of a deal. So she got in, I got in, I went into this area in there, and I had my shoulder, like, on a piece of wood, and I was laying back, and I had her laying on myself, and we laid there for 3 hours, and that's the first time we let our friends and family know that that we were okay. And I posted the status on Facebook, and I don't remember the time. You guys can check my timeline, but that's the time where I felt it was okay. I was safe. I was in a trash can. Nobody had seen us. We were okay for the time being. So I wanted to let my family and friends know because I was getting calls. My phone battery was at like 10% when the whole thing started going down. So when I posted the status on Facebook, I was at like 7%. And I wanted to save as much battery as I can, or as I could. And so helicopters, before I get to that, so we're in the trash can, and there's like a bunch of electronics, and there's like cardboards, and there's cardboard boxes, like flat cardboard boxes, and I lay them over us. There's 2 of them that I could pull out from the trash can, so I pulled them out and I laid them over us to cover us, so people can see us if they looked in the trash can. So we're in there, and we're in our little, like, hut, almost, a cardboard hut, and that was the best thing that I could do at that time. There was nowhere, I didn't want to run anywhere, and so helicopters are flying. There's 2 helicopters, the lights are flying around everywhere, and at this time, the shooter's already dead. You know, they had already announced that the shooter was dead. My dad texted me, said they got the 1 shooter, and they were still going around in the helicopters for hours. The whole time we were in the trash can, there was a helicopter flying around. And helicopter fuel is not cheap. It's very expensive. And I get it, yeah, our tax dollars pay for it, whatever. But why? Why were they flying, and why were they shining lights on like Excalibur, New York area? Because that's all we could see. We're under cardboard boxes, but we could see out of a little window, and the helicopter had its light, and it was going around Excalibur, New York area, like New York. And so if they only got one shooter, why were they flying around for the whole time while we were in the trash can? And I don't know when we got inside, further on in the story, once we went to the other place where we went to, I don't know how long they were flying, but if they were flying there all night, why? Why were they flying all night? You know, if they got one shooter and they knew it was one shooter right away, why were they flying the whole entire time? You know, it makes no sense to me. So that's kind of a concern for me. They're trying to say that it was one shooter, and if they really truly believe that, why did they have helicopters going around? Like, they know that there was multiple shooters. They know that the New York Excalibur shooting was right outside. It wasn't inside. It was outside. We saw the muzzle flashes. You know, Tropicana was inside, like the casino area where they were trying to direct everyone, but it was very short. So that by the time the police got there, the guy was already gone. So those are the three that I can personally myself confirm. And I know what bullets sound like. I know what shooting a gun sounds like. I have a gun. I also am getting an AR right now. But I've shot my buddy's AR, Curtis. And we've done extensive shooting. I mean, I know what it sounds like when shots are going off, and I know what echo sounds like too. So the helicopter just flying around the whole entire time, and she wants to get to our hotel because why?
I didn't want to be outside.
You didn't want to be outside? Okay. And what else, baby? You told me some other things too. I had my gun in my room, and she just wanted to be back in her room. She wanted to be safe. Of course, I'm not going to go out there with my handgun and try to kill whoever it was. I wasn't going to do that, but she just wanted to feel safe. And no matter what, no matter where we went, it didn't feel safe. That time, it didn't feel safe no matter where we went. So we get out of the trash can, and we want to go to Luxor. We want to run there. We have our room key. We're ready to go. We jump out. As soon as we jump out, there's a cop, and he flashes his light, and he goes, "What are you guys doing?" And I was like, "Oh my God!" And I was like so thankful it was a cop and it wasn't anyone else. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for your service, sir. I'm with my girlfriend. We've been in here for 3 hours. Can you take us to our cousin's house? Because my brother and his girlfriend got a taxi and went to my cousin Lee's house. And he lived like about 20 minutes away. And I asked the police officer directly. I said, "Sir, can you please escort us to my cousin's house? He's like 10 minutes away." You know, I under-exaggerated it, so he could probably say yeah. But he said no, and he said that I need to go into Tropicana because they have it contained, and that they have tactical police in there, and that there's a safe place to go in. It's like a conventional hall or whatever. There's no windows. So we had to go in there because the police told us to, and I listened to the police because I trust them. I don't trust strangers, but the police, I feel like, were there for our best interest. Maybe they just didn't know entirely what was all going on, but they were doing their best, and they did a great job. So major props to the police officers there on site that night, because it was very hard to do the job that night. But that police officer directed us to go into Tropicana and that we would be safe in there. So we went in. And as we're walking to go in there, there's a bunch of people in there. Again, I still don't like groups of people, but we're walking through this hallway. We have to go upstairs Tropicana, past the casino, upstairs into like this. There's a long hallway, and there's floor to ceiling windows through this entire hallway, and the hallway feels like it runs forever. And on one side, on the left side, if you're walking straight to the back where they said that they wanted everyone to go to, which is where we ended up. As you're walking to the back to the left, you can see Mandalay Bay. I could see Mandalay Bay to the left in that little hallway in Tropicana. And then to the right, you could see MGM. So I'm like, dude, this is a setup. Like, I was scared. I was obviously, panicked, and I was freaking out. But why? Why would they get everyone into a room where there's no windows, but go through a hallway that's floor-to-ceiling windows, and you can clearly see MGM and you can see MGM and you can see Mandalay Bay. It was just so scary. I didn't like it. I told her, no matter what, stay low. Everybody's in there walking around. Some people are sitting down along the walls. And there's just people just standing like, oh, like nothing just happened or anything. But like, dude, there's active shooters out there. don't know where they are. They could be anywhere, you know? And yes, I did talk to the FBI. I'll get to that in a bit. So I was just totally scared about the whole thing, the whole ordeal. We finally made our way in. Everybody was funneling in. They had blankets, they had water, and we were there for hours. They didn't let anyone into their hotels because they were clearing every single room of every single hotel, which, by the way, if there's only one shooter, what are you doing that for? What are you doing that for? Why are you clearing every single room of every single hotel where there was active shooters? Answer that. I have no idea. Why do they do that? I get it to be safe, but if you knew there was only one shooter and you were super positive, 100% positive that there was only one shooter and there was no other shooters, there would be no reason to clear every single room of every hotel around the venue that you heard that there was reports of shootings. So I get it. It was their protocol, whatever. So they're clearing every room. Our hotel is right next to Mandalay Bay, so it was one of the last ones that we could go to. So they finally announced there was a police officer that went in with his, like, he had his, you know, those, what is it called? I don't know, those electronic, you know, those things? Yeah. I don't know why I can't think of it right now, but he went in there and he started telling everybody, hey, we're going to start getting everybody in sections to go to their rooms. Everybody that's at Tropicana that is checked in here, you guys can go to your rooms now. And this is over a megaphone. Yeah, megaphone. So over time, they were letting people go into their rooms at Tropicana because they had cleared every room there and it was fine. So we weren't staying at Tropicana, but then there was people that were waiting to go to Excalibur, people that were waiting to go to New York, people that were waiting to go to Luxor, people that were waiting to go to Mandalay Bay. There was people that were waiting to go to Delano. There was people that were waiting to go to MGM. There was people that were waiting to go everywhere, you know. But they only allowed Tropicana people to go up after being in there for an hour and a half. So they didn't allow us to go back to our hotel until 4:20 a.m. It was like somewhere around 4:20 a.m. And so, you know, even though they cleared us to go, I still ran to our hotel room. Babe, how bad did you not want to run?
My knee was all banged up.
Her knee was banged up, so she was feeling pain, and she just didn't want to run. She was tired, but I told her, we need to run. I don't care, because I knew that there was still more shooters out there, and I just didn't want to chance it. So we ran back to our hotel room. We got back there. Finally, oh my gosh, and also while we were laying down in that room where there was blankets and water, there was this girl that was next to us who was talking. We were talking to her for a very long time. She was from Canada. If you're listening and if you're here, like, thank you for, you know, being nice and letting me use your phone and just hanging out, and because my battery was dead. And there was another woman who was there who let me use her charger. She had a battery pack. She let me charge my phone for a little bit. So thankful for that too. So just thank you to everyone who participated in any kind gesture that night. There was a lady that was bringing her water and blankets because she was cold. And so now we're back at our hotel room, and I got my phone on the charger, and we turn on the TV. The TV's on. We're listening to it, and then they say 2 are confirmed dead and 20 are injured. What was your reaction, babe?
It's much more than that.
It was much more than that. 2 and 20? Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. We had already seen from the front line where we had initially got the shots, there was at least 20 that went down around us. And not all of them are probably dead, but a lot of them are wounded, and some of them might be dead, you know. But I don't want to think about that. And I don't want to talk about it like it's light, because it's not a light thing to take. It's very, very heavy. And so they said that, and I was really upset. And then it said, if you have any information, if you have anything to say, please call 1-800-CALL-FBI. And that's what I did. I called FBI, and they recorded the whole entire message, and the lady was typing. I could hear her typing everything that I was saying, and I told her about the guy with the suitcase. I told her about the shootings at Tropicana. I told her about the shootings outside of New York, Excalibur. I told her about the Mandalay Bay shooting and the fireworks. I told her about everything. I told her about everything. Okay? So they know, and they have my number, they have my name, and they have my home address. So I let it out there for them. And at that time, I didn't think that I had anything really to worry about. But the next day, I had to tell the story. I had to tell everybody. And, you know, we saw the windows busted out in Mandalay. I stayed up that night until Trump went on and he spoke. He spoke at our time. It was 7:30 a.m. and I was awake until then. And I heard him speaking, and I turned it, and I went to sleep right away because it wasn't right. It was a terrorist attack. It was a terrorist attack. Okay, I just want everybody to realize what happened last weekend. Exactly 1 week ago was a terrorist attack. It was group organized, it was choreographed, and I don't want anyone thinking that it was a one-person shooter. There's no way in hell a 64-year-old untrained man can shoot an automatic military-grade weapon from a 34th floor at a declining grade and hit people, and bullets are going like this, not like this. I mean, there's bullets that were hitting people on the pelvic and everywhere. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that a 64-year-old man can shoot an automatic military-grade weapon for 10 minutes straight. There's no way. And if you believe that, I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. I have no words for you. But it was a terrorist attack. And Donald Trump can't say that it was because he doesn't want to have a terrorist attack under his belt while he's in presidency. But you know what? Who gives a shit about what's on your fucking belt while you're the president? You know what I'm saying? Like, be fucking real. Tell the people the truth. If you are running our country, you need to tell them the truth. Because here's the one thing that I don't like about this. Here's the one matter of fact that I don't like. And this is why I'm coming out and I'm telling everyone this story. Okay? No one in this life is free. Not without truth. The only thing that sets anyone free is truth. Truth sets everyone free. And if you're not going to be truthful and you're going to lie, people will never be free. These people who lost their family members are never going to have the feeling that they're never going to have a fulfillment in their heart feeling. They're not going to have a strong feeling about this. This is immense, people. Like, this is so huge, it's not even funny. This is a terrorist attack on U.S. soil, and there's still terrorists out there on our soil that are planning another attack. I mean, they don't just think of this in one day. They think about it in months in advance, and they have an agenda. They have a schedule. They're ready. They have their weapons still. Maybe that. I don't know if they recovered any weapons. No one will know. But if they didn't, they still have them. And if they still have them, they're going to use them. You know? So at this moment, I kind of just I'm going to read through the comments, and I'm going to try to answer some questions. If anyone has any more questions about the incident, and those of you that are tuned in. So, yeah, it's true. You're right. The president can't, it all comes down to, you know, the people that are in the House. The president is just the face for those people in the House that have been there for 60 years plus. I mean, the president's there for 8 if he's lucky, you know. So he just takes the hit, and he doesn't want to take the hit. But that's the thing. In this country, pride is not stronger than truth. We need to be more truthful. We need to tell people the truth and let go of the pride. Let go of, oh, I have this much money, or oh, I have this and that, and you don't have this. No. Tell people the truth. Tell people how you feel. Tell them that you love them every single day. Tell them that you can't live without them. Tell them that you're so sorry when you really are, you know? Tell them that you're praying for them when you really pray for them, and you're on your knees and you're at your bed and you're telling God, please, you know, pray for this person. Tell them the truth. Don't tell any more lies, you know? So, why didn't I hide in the Arco gas station? That's a question I'm not going to answer. No. Yeah, mainstream media, they want to slip it under the rug. They don't want the truth to be known. They just tell they tell us Americans what they're told to tell us. They don't tell us what they believe. They tell us what they're told to say, you know? And, you know, people are saying pray for Vegas, but, you know, this is a serious matter. This is pray for the world. Like, we need to pray for our country. We need to pray for comfort and those who lost their loved ones. We need to pray for some serious things. Like, this isn't just a state thing. This is a country worldwide thing. The truth is not being told, and we need it to be told no matter what. Take care of yourself and make sure you can trust people around you. Have your phone charged at all times and use it for everything. Okay? So the FBI, what did they tell me? They didn't really tell me much, really. I called and they said, if you have any information, please do tell. We're going to document everything. Just give us your give us your experience, you know, kind of a deal. So that's what I did. Pray for everyone. Pray for truth. Like, really, right now is the time to believe. If you guys have never believed in Jesus Christ, you need to believe, because he really does heal, you know. The guy, okay, so he had, the guy with the suitcase, the black suitcase, he had thick eyebrows, he was light-skinned, very buff, he had kind of like stubble. He had stubble around his face, all around stubble. Just stubble, short hair, like I said, thick eyebrows, brown eyes. He didn't have a big nose. He had like a regular kind of a facial feature. He didn't have like strong jaws or anything. And like I said, he was just a very buff guy. He had a black collared shirt with a white lettering right here. Muslim, I don't want to make the claim that if he was Muslim or not, but the ethnicity that I do personally believe that he was, I believe he was a mix, and I saw a little Armenian in him. Armenian is really what I feel like I saw. And yeah, dark hair, 5 o'clock shadow. He didn't have any accent at all. No, he was completely just normal talk. He talked just like a normal American. He had no accent. He didn't really talk much. He just said short answers. So I want to hear some good questions. What do you guys really want to know? I mean, I was here. So there's a lot of commotion. People saying that this was to okay, so the rifles were planted upstairs. It wasn't a rifle, it was a light machine gun. Okay, I'm gonna say that right now. It was a light machine gun. It was belt fed, and I say it's an M240 because of the distance that the guy was able to hit people, and the damage that it did when it did hit people. I mean, people were dying. People are still in the hospital on life support, and these are people that got hit from over 1,800 to 1,000 yards. You can't do that with a rifle. 5.56 can't do that. Okay, it was a 7.62 by 53. It had to be an M240 that could be able to project the bullets that far and do that much damage. So the rifles were planted for the media to cast all of it and say that that rifles need to be banned because they want to ban rifles. So that's why that was planted. How many directions did you hear it coming from? So they weren't all heard at the same time. They were heard at different moments. But my cousin works at MGM. His name is Lee. And he ran into the freezer because there was an active shooter on ground at MGM. So that's one. The Tropicana I heard. I was inside a building at that time, so I didn't hear Mandalay at that time, and the guy was probably already dead. I mean, it was already gone. So, yes, I am definitely scared to attend another large crowd event, and I'm worried to be in crowds of people. So, Yeah, if you look at videos of the M240 Bravo, it sounds exactly the same, and I knew that from the minute that I heard it. And people, there's a guy that made a video, said that the shootings were on these two buildings that were right behind the stage. I saw the muzzle flashes from Mandalay Bay, and I heard them coming from that direction. So yeah, I did hear about the warning 3 weeks ago. Yeah, there's a lot of surveillance. I have no idea why none of it is being released. Again, that has to go with the whole truth. The gunman video in the yellow vest, I don't believe that was true. I think that was a flashlight that he just flashed on right at the wrong moment. It looks like a flashlight. Does not look like shooting flashes. Okay, guys, this isn't Hollywood. Okay, when guns shoot, the muzzle flash isn't as bright. It's not bright enough to light up a whole crowd of people. Okay, like when someone shoots, it's bright enough to see it from the barrel, but it's not enough to light up a whole crowd of people. Okay, that was a flashlight. That was not a security guard shooting. Now, people do say that there was security guard shooting. I didn't have an encounter with that, so I can't say that. So talk about the firecrackers. Firecrackers. The first one was right close to my ear, like it was like in the area right next to us, and it popped my ear, and it was very loud, and it was very. So my brother's experience. You guys want to hear about his? Well, people are saying that they were the first shots, but I saw a video, and there was like a shot before, but then you can hear like firecrackers that I was saying in the crowd. And I'll kind of share that a little bit later on. I tried to link a story from a guy at a hospital. Proves he was shot from the crowd, horizontal wounds. I saw that the guy, he got shot in the pelvic area, in the pelvis, and he actually has some ballistic background. He has that, and so when shots are coming horizontal, they can't do that from the 34th floor. It's just not possible. The shots are coming down at a grade. I think it's a 10-degree grade from 34th floor to the ground level where we were. That's like a 10% grade. So, security guards have flashlights. See, yeah, Michael Phillips. You see that the firecrackers, and then you can hear the machine gun start, and that's when hell all broke loose right there. I'm not too big on making conspiracy theories, so I just want to say what I truly believe. So I don't want to say if I believe that Paddock did have his finger behind the trigger. I don't want to go that route. I just don't. Maybe more personal. If you guys want to ask me that on like a direct message, I can answer that. But this isn't the video to do that, because I'm just saying the facts, the truth of our experience, my girlfriend and I, that we have to live with every single day, and it's hard. It's very, very hard. Hey, brother, can you say a little bit about your story? Just a little bit. It's hard. It's hard talking about it. It takes a lot out of you. So. Okay, I did hear while we were inside lockdown in Tropicana with the police all around that there was a potential bomb outside of Luxor in a car. So I have no idea what happened with that. I guess they found out it wasn't a bomb. They were just double checking. Mark, I'm not going to answer that question. Ask me that via direct message if you'd like. Yes, I did post that, Jessica. Yeah, okay, so the photos, I mean, come on, we're in 2017. Those photos are not clear at all. I mean, what's the deal with that? I mean, we're in 2017. There is over 2,000 surveillance cameras, and it baffles me. I'm honestly truly baffled. Brother, please, just a little bit. Please. Just a little bit. You don't have to say a lot. They've heard my story and they know my truths, and you're a survivor and people want to know about survivors. That's his girlfriend right there, and that's my brother. And was it your birthday that day?
Yeah, it was.
It was his birthday. Now imagine your birthday going through something like that. Don't imagine it. Don't even do that.
Yeah, it was intense. Intense birthday.
Hey, but we went to the pool.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
You won money doing craps.
Yeah.
It was a good day.
The day was good, yeah.
The day was good, but the night was hell. Are you playing your game?
Yeah, yeah.
Damn. Just a little bit, dude. Come on. Where you were standing,
Yeah.
anything you saw, did you hear anything? Nothing?
Dude, yeah. I mean, it's just, there's a lot going on. You know, there's so much going on at the time.
Yeah.
We were very close to the stage.
They were closer to the stage than we were, but they were on the left side, and we were on the right side. Someone said happy birthday.
Oh.
Sorry, it's going to be the most memorable one of your life.
Right.
It already was. It was his mid-20s. I mean, he
25.
was turning 25, so it was already a memorable birthday. I mean, we didn't need that to make it more memorable, but I wasn't intoxicated.
No, we weren't either.
What about when you were gambling?
Actually, I was chilling. I was drinking water and Gatorades.
Just water and Gatorade, because we, like I said, we were at the pool, so we were kind of drained. The sun took a beating on us.
We were gonna drive back that night.
Yeah, we were driving.
After the concert, we were gonna drive back.
Yeah, they were gonna drive back. They were going back on Sunday, and my girlfriend and I were going back on Monday. So, with that in mind, they weren't drinking. They were sober. Thankfully, they were. What did the lady say that you were talking to in lockdown? You started to say but didn't finish. I believe I did finish. Basically, there was a lot of support in there. The ladies that were around us were helping us a lot, keeping us sane. When we were in there, we were right next to an exit, just because it's just traumatizing going through something like that. Time of the last her shots. The last shots that I heard were at New York Excalibur, and that was a little bit before I posted the status on Facebook. So I don't have the exact time on hand right now, but if you go back to my my status that I made on Facebook saying that I was fine to my friends and family, it was probably, I want to say 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes before that, sometime before that. Okay, the lady in the crowd saying that people were going to die, I have no idea. I didn't witness that, so I'm not going to speak on that because that's not something I personally experienced. I don't want to go through that. Hey, Sheila says she loves you and she's happy that you're safe. She says thank you. There's 2 broken windows on the 32nd floor at Mandalay. And yes, you guys have to believe there was not one shooter. It was multiple. Please take that with you. It was not one shooter. It was multiple. Yes, there were shots inside of Tropicana, and we heard them inside the casino area where they were directing everyone into. Y'all should go to counseling. I mean, yeah, I agree. Thanks. Appreciate it, man. So, yeah, I've seen the taxi video. I've seen the video of the guy in Atlantic City. I don't want to talk about that. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is a true experience, and this is my truth, and I had to share it with you guys. Any more questions? Any word on the dude with the suitcase? No. But it worries me that if he was one of the guys, he could still do damage. So, Any more questions, guys? Is there any more questions about the story that we experienced? I don't wanna make this video way too long, and I really hope that some of you guys share. The video, I believe, is going to be up. So if you guys can share that and let everyone see it, it's a verbal experience note, you know. Yeah, she's definitely still shocked, but we're gonna pull through. She's a strong woman. At any given moment, she could have just said, "No, babe, like I can't do it anymore. I'm not running anymore. I'm not doing this." I did see muzzle flashes at the Mandalay Bay on a high floor. Come to find out, it was the 34th. I did see those muzzle flashes as soon as it started happening, but I never looked again because it was just too scary. But muzzle flashes at Mandalay and muzzle flashes in front of New York. So, yeah, absolutely. I already made a video saying that I would never harm myself. I would never harm my girlfriend. We're here. We're taking care of each other. There's nothing that I would ever do to hurt myself or my family. All I will ever do is protect them. Yeah, of course. Yeah, they're not going to tell anyone everything. They don't want to tell. This is what it all boils down to. They don't want to tell anyone everything or even remotely close to the truth because it's going to scare everybody. If you knew that there was still terrorists out there right now after the event in Vegas, tell me you wouldn't be scared. Would you? I would. I am, because I know.
Yep, I'm not going back there.
Yeah, we're not going back there. 100% muzzle flash from New York, Excalibur area. I don't know which exact hotel it was, but if the police say that it was at New York, then it was at New York. But I said it's in that general area because Excalibur and New York are very close to each other, and we were just at Tropicana across the street in the parking structure. I did not see shots fired on the 4th floor because I was too concerned running. And those of you that keep saying that, why didn't I record anything? Again, I had low battery too. You're not thinking about that when you're running for your life. You're not fucking thinking about pulling out your phone and documenting every... No, that doesn't fly. So yeah, they can't tell the truth because Vegas will become a ghost town. I mean, they're doing it for their own state. Yes, there was different guns used in the attack. The one that was in Mandalay Bay was an LMG, and it was an M240 Bravo. That's what makes the most sense to me. There's other LMGs that it could have been, but those don't have the same range. There's only one other one that has a similar range to the M240. So MGM, okay, Aria and Bellagio, I can't say anything, I have no account to say anything about that, but MGM, my cousin works there personally, and he did say that there was an active shooter on ground, and he went and he hid in the freezer that time. Different caliber weapons, yes. Now, there was either ARs or submachine guns that were being used on the ground with suppressors so that we couldn't really know where the shooter was. All the gunmen that were on ground that I heard and that I saw were using suppressors. Yes, Jessica, I will post the video after, okay? Just shoot me a message and I will show you that. And I'll also post it on my profile. I personally do not have any military experience, but I have done training in firearm training classes, and I do have a firearm. I've shot many firearms, shotguns, ARs, you name it. Like, so, my uncle has an AK-47. He actually let me have it for a while, but he doesn't have it no longer. But I did get to shoot it, so I know what an AK sounds like as well. So what I'm hoping is for the same thing that Bailey hopes for, is that they do find the other gunmen. If they line up like potential gunmen, and I see that guy with that suitcase, I promise you I could pin him out. I could easily pin him out. Yeah, I have no idea, Heather. I didn't see that. I did not see that. The guy that grabbed my girl, he was very aggressive and he was very forceful, and he was trying to direct us into a specific location, and I did not like that. I did not like anyone telling me where I should go to live. Not a single bit. Not unless it was police personnel. So why do I think they're covering it up? Again, I think they're doing it because they just don't want you guys and us to still be afraid. But us, all 22,000 of us that were there, we know that there's multiple shooters and they're still out there. And hopefully they already got them. But if they didn't, I'm not saying I saw the suppressors. I'm saying that they had suppressors on them for the mere fact that they did not want to blow their cover when they were shooting, and it's hard to really dictate where the shooter is when they have suppressors. And these guys are not stupid. I mean, they pulled it off. They pulled this stunt off, and they're still on the run. I mean, they're smart. They're not retarded. They're not going to go out there and just shoot without suppressors and blow their cover. They were out there shooting with suppressors on the ground to mitigate and get as many people as they possibly could. They were just going for casualties. It was a number thing for them. I'm not going to get into it with the government comment. So I'm going to wrap this up really quickly. I just want to say that everybody that was there at Route 91, you guys are all strong. And no matter what, everybody in their minds got shot that night. Everybody got shot last night, that night. And some people really did actually experience that, and it's very, very sad. It's very tragic. So, just keep in mind that, a part of everyone died that night. People lost their loved ones. People lost themselves. People saw many lives just completely out of humans. I mean, to see one human die, in a car crash, is pretty bad. But to see multiple people around you getting shot and dying, it's not easy. So I just really want to say thank you to everyone who really watched the video and who shares it, and really you guys are strong. I think you guys are smart, and I think everybody knows that there was multiple shooters, and so we just really need to let this be out. So thank you once again for those of you that shared my original post and shared also my repost. I really do appreciate you guys. Once again, I'm not doing it for any fame. I'm not doing it for any likes. I'm not doing it for anything. I'm doing it for you guys. I'm doing it for our country. I'm doing it because the truth needs to be told. Enough with the lies. Enough with the bullshit. We need cold hard facts. We need to know who was behind this so we can get them. If we don't know, we won't get them, and they're going to continue to attack us, and that is on our soil, and I don't want to allow that. I can't physically, not after going through that. I just can't. So to those those people that are still in the hospital right now, God bless you. I pray that you guys make it and that you guys can tell your story and come out with this. It can't just be 100 people going out. We need to all say our experiences. We are all eyewitnesses. We are strong. We know what really happened. Those news reporters came after. They weren't there when we were getting shot. Nobody was there but us, okay? We were the ones in the crosshairs. We were the ones that had to experience this traumatic event, We should have never had to experience that. We were there to have fun, We were there to love the music and the people around us, So, really, honestly, I'm just telling you guys, please share anything that you can. Share your love, share your compassion, share all the positives that you can with everyone around you at all times, because you just never know when something's going to happen anymore, you know, and we never will if they don't tell the truth, because things are going to be getting covered up always, 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 always. And so once again, I just really, really, really am thankful for all of you guys supporting us. My girlfriend really, she really, you know, is having a hard time. A lot of us are, you know, it's not just us. It's everyone. Everyone's having a hard time. So please pour out your heart to them, and show support and share whatever they're saying. If it feels like it's right, if you feel like they're saying the truth, please share it, because it needs to be known. And you know, just God bless everyone. God bless America. And I just really hope that the truth finally comes out and it doesn't get slipped under the rug. So once again, thank you everyone who tuned in. I love you guys, and I pray for the best, and I pray that we don't have to experience something as traumatic as we just did this past week. And once again, to those families that lost their loved ones, my condolences to you guys. I'm so sorry. So just I love you guys. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Really, the truth will set everyone free. So just let it be out. Let it be out there. God bless everyone. Love you. Bye.